Man, look, this your boy EC22. Let me just say this out there for you people out there. If you are a quarterback in any league, whether you're a young guy or in Pee Wee League, whether you're a quarterback in high school, college, if you want to find a path to Hall of Fame status, all you got to do is get you 7 other guys or 10 other guys and go play the Dallas Cowboy defense, and you will be a superstar overnight. I'm just throwing it out there, y'all. This your boy EC22, the FairWeather Fan channel. Man, I got Coach and D-Wade with me before we go into fully. Like I said, always like the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Please leave comments so you can join this conversation. Fellas, what's up?
Fellas, what's happening? What's happening? Staying warm up here in the great up north. Spending most of my time at high school wrestling events and swim meets.
Awesome.
Coach, I like that cotton bowl sweater you got on. What's up?
Oh, man. Hey, and just remember out there, your team is our team.
Facts.
As EC22 says.
Your team is our team.
And you don't have to like our team, but we love your team.
Oh no, you gotta like our team. Because D-Way, you want to know what I gotta like our team?
Why?
Because our team is their team.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Boy.
Preach.
Man, fellas, how y'all week been going so far? Let's get that out the way.
Man, it's been good. It's been good. Today's Tuesday. And man, the weather down here in the Lone Star State the last couple mornings is trying to get our attention. That old man winter trying to tease us. It was I think 20. It was 29 Sunday morning when I was up and out and about, and it was 28 Monday morning when I was up and out and about. It was a little bit warmer this morning, but of course I like the cold weather, but I don't want to stay here forever. But I mean, I certainly don't want Great Falls, Montana cold weather, but I want Texas type.
Well, J-Dub got another type. He got another type of report for you for what they had.
Yeah, we can't relate to that. So
it's actually it's warm by their standards. It was 55 degrees today, and but the crazy thing is I got to experience the Chinook winds for the first time. It was 5 degrees Friday morning. And it was up to 62 degrees by Sunday noon. So all the ice, all the snow, everything melted in like a few hours. And it was like, did that even happen? Or was I dreaming? That's a nightmare. But I mean, so it's been fun. If the wind would quit blowing, I'd be happy up here.
Yeah.
And actually, it's been blowing here for a minute too today. So
that's why I've been inside. Well, I had to make a run to Paris, Texas, y'all. For those of you who are looking to get your license renewed, please do it early, because they got this new thing to where you have to set up an appointment, and it is problematic here in the DFW area to get in. They're thinking like 2 or 3 months out, so we had to drive all the way to Paris, Texas, just to get my wife license renewed. It was a fun drive, though, man. It was real cool, but yeah, it's not too far away, just an hour and a half away, but that was crazy.
That's crazy.
What's going on? Thank you, Justin.
JP in the house. Good evening.
JP, what up, brother?
Look at that little.
I know. Hey, you better leave JP alone.
Look at that little profile picture. I think I might know that. That might be one of my favorite servers, bartenders here in the area. So, yes, sir. But I'm just looking for. I was looking for the puppy dogs, man. He's got enough puppy dogs for a starting 5 that can compete with a lot of NBA teams almost. So,
facts. Hey, let's run down to give you guys an update on the high school, college football. All the teams the FairWeather Fan was rooting for, they all made the state finals. You're talking about starting the class 4A Division I, Kilgore. That's the team we was rooting for. We want them to beat Stephenville. They're playing on the 19th. Was Friday at 11 a.m. Class 4A Division II, we was going for Carthage. They're playing West Orange Stark, also Friday at 3 p.m. Class 5A Division I, right here in Frisco, Lone Star versus Smithson Valley.
No, we're going for Lone Star. Some of us were going for Alito.
I'm sorry, but so maybe we would split on that. My bad.
That's right.
But yeah, Lone Star beat Alito. They beat Alito, right?
Yep.
Okay, then versus Smithson Valley Friday at 7 p.m. Class 5 Division 2A. My alma mater, South Oak Cliff, went down and did what they had to do. Down there playing Randall in the state finals Saturday 11 a.m. I'm gonna do my best to try to go versus Randall. 6A Division I bracket. Duncanville outlasted Allen. Can you believe? And they're facing North Shore on December the 20th, Saturday at 3 p.m. And then that wild viral moment with the coach over in DeSoto beating us, South Lake Carroll. They're playing King also on Saturday at 7 p.m. That's going to be a wild schedule up there in Jerry's World, man. All those Metroplex games, that's going to be crazy. But hey, that's our college football update, man, and we enjoy. J-Dub, what's been going on in the volleyball world of volleyball, man?
Brother, not much. And again, the only reason I was interested is because it's Texas A&M, and because both the volleyball and the football were still up for a national championship, and A&M still in it. So they played Thursday.
Okay.
I'm sure one of your next questions is, what are the other three teams in? And I have no idea how to answer that. But I do know that A&M is still there. So if they win, they'll obviously go to the championship game, and we could still hold out for a double Texas fall sport sweep.
I'm going to throw this question around to you guys. We know some NFL teams still need some quarterbacks. You know, we joked about the whole play the Cowboys situation. But, man, okay, so the Heisman winner today how do you rate the Heisman winner this season for college? I mean, was that Mendoza?
Yeah, I don't think there was any clear-cut Heisman this year. There was nobody setting the world on fire. There was nobody nothing. I feel like Mendoza's Heisman isn't even Mendoza's. I feel like they gave it to Indiana.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's had a phenomenal year. He's doing all the things he needs to do, but is he clearing away the best player in college football? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Right.
So I was rooting obviously for Texas Tech's linebacker, not because it's just a Texas Tech person, but because I always think the defensive players don't get enough publicity for Heisman voting, and it drives me crazy. So, but he's the best player on what we are calling the best team. So it makes sense, but nobody was dominant. I guess that's the last thing I can say.
Facts.
Look at JP throwing some college women's volleyball stats at us, man. I said,
look like it's a JP versus JP.
Yeah, said that the first time, put that back up there.
Yeah.
The first time that A&M volleyball beat Nebraska, I think it was the first time they've lost even a set all year. And
wow.
He's a big Nebraska Cornhusker fan. And then not to be confused with my other buddy JP, who is a big Boomer Sooner guy. So, well, I guess
Sooner. He
I'm
said Boomer, I say Sooner, just like that.
So, Jay, to answer your question, J-Dub, A&M women are playing Pittsburgh women, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other semifinal is Wisconsin and Kentucky. So we've got two SEC schools, one Big Ten, or is that two Big Ten schools? It's
Pittsburgh in the Big Ten now? I thought they were still in the Big East.
Oh, I think you're right. I think Pitt's in the Big. Yeah. So we got SEC represented, Big East represented, and Big Ten represented. So
it should be fun. I just like when that happens, when a college has has success with multiple sports at the same time, and I'm sure the vibe down there has to be, just off the charts.
Yeah. Well, it's been a minute. A long minute since I've been to a women's collegiate volleyball game or match live. But last time I went, I saw Duke and SMU in Dallas. Yeah. I'm telling you what, dude, it's nothing like being at a live, good collegiate volleyball match. It's intense, dude. So, I'll be following these four schools as they finish up their year. So, what's up, EC?
Nothing much. So we were talking about Mendoza winning the Heisman. We say, okay, that's definitely more of an Indiana win versus Mendoza. But when you start looking at some of these teams that need quarterbacks, y'all, it's like nothing really. I don't think. First of all, we know they're not going to be picking a quarterback first round, maybe not second round. This is going to be. They're just nothing good that I see worth coming out of college to take a team. I'm not saying they're not good quarterbacks. I think because some of them have been in there. like the guy down in Miami, Carson Beck has almost been a career quarterback. So, will he put his name in the hat to come to the NFL? Somebody may give him to be a backup. Could he be developed because he's been this old, got all that, experience? I don't know. But the jury's still out. We knew sometimes some quarterbacks or players don't look good up front, then they come and shock us all. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for all these other quarterbacks that they drafted last year to get a chance to play.
And that's what I'm saying. They all came out with a lot more hype than these guys.
Exactly.
Yeah. And EC, when you opened the show with your question about quarterbacks, I totally thought you were going another direction with that. And I was sticking my chest out, and because I thought you were going to go with, hey, I don't care how old you are. You can be any age you want to and play quarterback in the NFL, apparently in NFL. You can have 10, 11, 12, 13 kids, and you can come back from the cave, the archives, and a.k.a. Phillip Rivers. I was all excited. I thought you were going to invite us old guys to come play for the Cowboys or something. I didn't know where you were going with that, bro.
Hey, well, like I said, if you just shy of a Hall of Fame career and you've been out of the league for 20 years, you can still come and get on a team and play the Dallas Cowboys, and you will finally get the stats you need to cross over to the Hall of Fame.
That's greatness. That's greatness.
That's all you need.
Well, and I'm sure we'll get there in a minute, but yeah.
What up, Bob? Yo, Don, let's go ahead and
Bensky in the house.
So for those who are just joining me right now, I did kind of throw a little Sharon Moore comment out there earlier. And just basically, we've already probably been just beat to death, what I'm saying, with all the information behind the Michigan coach getting fired. And we've heard it from everybody. Ain't no sense for me personally, ain't no sense repeating what everybody else has been saying. But the one thing I did mention, for those you didn't see it, is just be respectful, right? Offer grace in the situation, right? We may not have made the same mistake that he made, but we made some mistakes. And the one thing that I said is, God will put all our mistakes on Facebook, on YouTube. We probably be going viral with 2 million views in 1 hour. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So we just need to be careful now, right? It was all shocking up front, but now, like, just be careful on how we judge and how we criticize, because people are in the weeds getting real nasty, and forget that there are lives affected, not just his life, his wife's, the whole in-laws, the young lady the lady he was fooling with, her family's all getting drugged through the mud.
Yeah.
It's a lot, because people choose sides in situations.
Yeah.
You got fans of Sharon Moore are probably throwing death threats to a young girl, So it's real getting nasty. If y'all can have a comment if y'all choose to. If not, we can move on.
I'm gonna say one thing real quick, and
Yes,
I
sir.
have no judgment. I have zero judgment towards anybody involved in this situation. Here's my gripe: is that how many times has this happened now in the last handful of years?
They act like it's new, right?
My point is you can't hide it. I don't care who you are. You ain't 007. You ain't none of these guys. It's all, especially in the day of social media, somebody's gonna find out something, and then it's gonna be blasted. So, I mean, I hate it for him. I really do. But I'm not judging. But at a certain level, I mean, you gotta start protecting you and your image more than enjoying any extracurricular activities.
Facts. D-Way, you want to take a stab at it?
Well, nobody can say what they would have or would not have done because they're not that guy, and they're not in his shoes, and that they're not in that situation. And I don't condone or any of that kind of stuff. But I just know that we've all made choices and decisions that we're not proud of, and that we wish we could have had a do-over on. And so I like what you said, EC. No judgment, and no stones, and there's going to be enough haters and people out there, jokesters out there doing their thing, and that's fine too. But for me and my house, for me and my fair weather fan buddies, we're going to be respectful. So good evening, Lou.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that, D-Way.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and just hit it real hard. Man, the same old Dallas Cowboys, man. I don't like. Y'all, the same old Dallas Cowboys. How? Prime time, Sunday night football, we lose to the Minnesota Vikings. I don't understand. J.J. McCartney was was probably about to get benched and probably traded or sent back and whatever.
Yeah.
Are you talking about resurrected his career, did they?
If your offense is struggling, especially in the air, then you circle that Cowboys game because that's your turnaround game.
Yeah.
That's the game that you can get your season back on track. That's the game the Broncos got back on track. I mean, it's the secondary, and as athletic as they are, and I'm not a secondary, and I'm not saying I could do any better, but I'm not getting paid to play secondary either. And they just are in the wrong place at every play, I feel like.
I'll tell you what, and that's I won't beat it to death, but I'm gonna steal something from that I've heard my nephew say. I can't even count how many times I've heard him say.
Wait,
but
hold on, Jonathan G, stupid.
Why is it okay to get a hooker, but not just a?
Because
we know these people.
Because we pay them to leave. We don't, right?
Jonathan G had to go there. He had to go there.
Jay does say, said, you pay him to leave. You know,
we don't pay him to lay down. We pay him to leave. So, there's, but I agree with you. I mean, did y'all remember the movie where Chris Rock was the president, head of state, and they had a whole team because they got tired of the controversy, so they just kept a team of side pieces and, to get out in front of it. These college coaches are going to have to just group together if they're going to keep making iffy decisions and help each other out somehow. It's every season, sometimes a couple times a season.
And y'all listen to bring clarity, right? What that man, how he live his life, or how any other coach chooses to live a life, they're stepping out on the wiles, which is definitely immoral. But that's not the issue. The issue is that you did it with a staff member. All these women in the world, like this is, for y'all who don't know, this is not just college rules or professional sports rules. This is every job. It did you work at. You cannot date a subordinate. So this is nothing new. All of us don't get surprised. No, you cannot. If you're a boss, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you're just a coworker, somebody equal, that's fair. But if you're a boss, you cannot date with somebody that's a subordinate. It's just as simple. It's a conflict of interest, and it's against every company's policy. So everybody be forgetting that, right? Where that man chooses how he live his life, if it was just him cheating on his wife, we probably wouldn't have heard this in the news because he wouldn't have got fired, right? But that's the reason why he got fired. Go ahead, Jada.
If it's a subordinate of any degree, it's not going to end well, however it ends. There is no good ending to this situation, right? I mean, listen, it's bad. It's bad, but Jonathan hit it right on the head. That's right? He got caught up. One bad decision led to the next one, and then now all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%.
All we can do is pray for his family.
Exactly. Which is what he said earlier.
Yeah.
But, what I was going to say, Greg Nixon once said, don't go sleep with somebody that has far less to lose than you.
Hey, real talk. I mean, y'all, and I love the conversation behind that. I know we're not going to beat it to death, but it's just when people get out of the weeds of trying to get clicks and likes, when people get out of the weeds of choosing sides and what's fair and what's not fair, bringing up race narratives and stuff like that, this is a teachable moment for all of us, right? Bringing back what Nick Saban said, hey, if you're going to do it, at least do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be doing it all, but if you're going to do it, make it make sense. Even Jonathan talking about, even with Jada, was like, hey, we pay those girls to go away. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't condone none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's all married men. But at the end of the day, it's like, if whoever chooses to do it, man, don't lose your livelihood over that nonsense, right? That was just a lapse of judgment. And I can spend a whole lot of time on the mindset he must have had and how he dug into that. But that's we ain't here to be psychologists on the show. We're here to talk football and basketball sports and stuff,
I'm trying to finish what I was going to say.
Go back.
Cowboys, man, I know. The goddamn Cowboys, man.
But my nephew said that at the end of the day, if you're good enough to make a professional roster, that means you are a super duper star. Okay?
Yeah.
So, and I believe that. he says Uncle David, the 14th or 15th man on an NBA roster never even gets on the floor, is a superstar.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. I totally on board with that. And if that's the case, why do these defensive backs letting these receivers run by them like they're not even there? I mean, it's one thing if you're open a little bit and they throw a good pass, you make a good catch. But these guys are open 5, 8, 10, 12 yards open behind defensive backs. That's not a defensive coordinator's fault.
Right.
That's somebody back there just not being real bright. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I have to always control myself to make sure that I don't call a professional player trash or not good or can't play the game, right? As fans, we get emotional and we say those things, right? But if I ever say those things, what I'm really saying is that, listen, you're having a bad game and it's unacceptable as a fan of that team, right? Yes, you're a professor. You can do it better than me, but I'm not playing the game you are. And you have an expectation to live up and you're not meeting an expectation. And we going to be on your head until you fix it or until you're gone. So
no, for sure. And it wasn't like they were facing Tom Brady,
right,
or Joe Montana or Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen. They were facing J.J. McCarthy. Come on already.
Yeah.
Shit.
Now, how much of a JW is it on the coach? I mean, we know the players, they know their position, right? They've been playing for a long time. How much of it is it on the coaches and the coordinators to fix it?
Well, I think it's nearly all of it on the coaches or coordinators. Again, and I'm not talking about these coaches or coordinators specifically, but all these guys. What's he saying? Yeah, that's right.
My buddy, he's tripping. He tripped. He must have taken too much of those pain pills for his arm and his hand. So he's down at flying saucer tossing them back. So.
He said professionalism doesn't
got the job.
He said doesn't mean you're good. It means you just got the job.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I mean, you can go watch a 7th grade B team game over here at Louisville High School, and those defensive backs know one thing and one thing only: you don't let anybody get behind you.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the number one rule in Pee Wee 7th grade football. You don't let any receiver get behind you. And if he does, you run as fast as you can. You catch up to him. But these defensive, it's like they don't even see him run by him.
Go ahead, J-Dub.
Then they have them. Then they have them in the wrong set. They have them in the wrong coverage. They have them in the wrong something, right? So a professional is just a professional athlete. It doesn't mean you're going to be a great anything. It just means you are athletic enough and fast enough and strong enough that we want to mold you into part of our defense. And so they're all athletic and strong and fast, but the coordinators aren't using them correctly or the coaches aren't teaching them the scheme correctly. So, I mean, again, it's going to suck because the players are going to get all the blame, but the coordinators at least deserve at minimum half of it, at least. All the players aren't going to be naturally have a high football IQ, right? Those guys become our greats. Most of them are just athletic enough to play the positions, and then they're taught where to be at the right time. And they are not in the right place at the right time, like we've all said. They are. I think sometimes they think they're in run coverage and then there's nobody behind them. That's where I got confused because like there was a couple times both corners were sitting on like a little tight end out or a halfback wheel and their guy was 5, 7, 10 yards behind them. Those are the plays you're talking about. But they thought it was going to be a run or they said it was going to be a run, right? Man-to-man versus zone. I think I heard somebody say that both corners were man-to-man corners being asked to play zone more often. So either they need to have more classroom time or the coordinators have to change the scheme to fit the personnel you have.
Right. And they were talking today about, the defense coordinator, Eberflus, I think's his name. And they were saying that this particular podcast I was listening to, do y'all realize how many defense coordinators the Cowboys have had in the last 5 years? I think they've almost changed almost every year, it seems like.
So that brings up a point. So we've been flipping defensive coordinator, right? All right. So the question is to me, and I'm going to be a little counterintuitive on this because I just want to poke the bear just for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Is it really Matt Eberflus' flaws? Because if you're having a coaching carousel on the defensive side, but the same players, and J-Dub talked, and Jonathan G started this out by saying, hey, the players are not, they're just professional by just being good, but they don't have to be good. He talked about man-to-man coverage and not in the right coverages. I want to know how much of it is where Eberflus is calling a play and they're just not executing. Because it's easy to sit back and say, hey, now when it comes down to different coaches in person, a Dan Quinn will run down to the sideline and slap a few helmets, right? That may not be Eberflus, that may not be his style of play, right? But at the end of the day, if players not execution, no matter how you resolve it, the player's not execution. You know, so it could be that. You know what I'm saying?
And if your leadership changes every season, like we're saying, then you never get comfortable in a system. It's a new. You have to learn a new system every year.
Some of the defensive players for the Cowboys are talking about, and they're saying, but here's the deal: you got one team's offensive coordinator in their scheme is going against the other team's defense coordinator in his scheme. So J-Dub's could be onto something. If you don't have your guys in the right place at the right time, then Justin said Dan Quinn wasn't a problem. Definitely an Eberflus problem.
Yeah.
So that's not Jerry's fault. Yeah. But
Jerry's fault for hiring him. Yeah.
But do y'all realize that? Do y'all realize that the Cowboys have not been relevant for 30 years? They haven't made a hard playoff push where people were going, they're in the playoffs and there's a chance they can win the Super Bowl. That hasn't been talked about in 30 years.
Yeah.
So that starts at the top, Jonathan. So
yeah, and it's a situation to where this is why, and we have to own this as Cowboys fans, right? This is the reason why people are disliking the Cowboys, just for that reason, why they get so much hate. Now, granted, we still got more fans than anybody, so those few little fans that hate or whatever, we still going to outshadow them every city we go to, right? But as fans, we need to understand that, right? Because we the fans, we talk about it and believe in our owner's going to always be in every single deal. He's going to be relevant. They're going to always be talked about. Why? Because social media is something else. Stephen A. Smith said it clearly, and Cam Newton both said it. You can't have a show. You cannot, whether you're on First Take, Around the Horn, Party Interruption, any other platform, you cannot have a show and don't mention the Dallas Cowboys. Otherwise, you will not get no clicks and views for that show, and it's all about TV ratings. Forget, like you say, the relevance of whether they're going to be a good football team or not. We watched Kansas City 2 years ago win their back-to-back championship and was the least talked about team in the offseason. You know what I'm saying? We watched Philadelphia just win one last year, and the whole narrative is Jalen Hurts still a top-tier quarterback, but yet we're still waiting on what the Cowboys doing. That's just what that is. That's the unfortunate part about it.
But I still think that, and there's going to be a lot of people come at me right now on this, and that's okay. That's what this show's for. Okay, I'll welcome to hear all the slack I'm going to get here. The flack.
Hold up, D-Way, real quick. I'm trying to figure out what G. You're gonna have to be a little bit more explanation. Cowboys have been competitive for the most part, just not Super Bowl competitive.
Well, I mean, McCarthy won, I think, back-to-back 12 games, if I'm not mistaken. So,
okay, all right then.
And so he does have a point,
Okay, but go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, and finish your statement.
Where was I going with all that?
You're gonna get flack and hate, and you don't care. Bring it on. No.
Here's the deal. Okay, I believe that EC, if you were the head coach of the Cowboys, and if J-Dub was the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys, I believe this with all of my heart. And if I was the offense coordinator with the current players that we have, then we could win just as many games as the coaching staff that's there right now is going to win this year.
And you know what I believe in all my heart? If I was the head coach and J-Dub was the defense coordinator, you offensive coordinator, one of you guys be taking my job in 3 years because I'd be ready to go. Give me my money and I'm out.
Because, but we did say at the first of the year, you said that they probably win 9 maybe, and J-Dub said probably 9.
Yep.
And I said they'd be lucky if they win 8. And I still think they'll be lucky if they win 8.
And listen, this is the crazier part about what I love about our Dallas Cowboy fans. Every show I've been on, every podcast I've been on, none of us rated them high. None of us rated them to win no more than 10 games. And all of a sudden, when you see it happening, it's like, oh my God, why Cowboys such as bad? You didn't think they was going to be this good. So they lived up to your expectation. And all of a sudden now we're in our feelings. You know what I'm saying? But that's the nature of being a Cowboy fan.
Yeah. And Jonathan G makes a good point. Let's see what Lou says.
Yeah.
JG is saying that the Cowboys will, for the most part, be competitive enough to win in the regular season, enough to qualify postseason. But when the playoffs come, falling short of the Super Bowl for the past 30 years. Yeah. And we all know that the playoffs define you. Okay. They define you because that's when the second season starts.
Yeah.
And as bad as this is going to sound, I don't care how many games you win in regular season. I care what you do when the playoffs start, so.
J-Dub, it's on you, brother.
Bro, you can tell this is a Cowboy-centric podcast. We've spent the last 15 minutes talking about a 6-7 team. I'm like, are y'all kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Hey, for those who don't know, I'm gonna tell you what J-Dub is saying. This podcast, FairWeather Fan Podcast, is not intended to be an exclusive podcast of one team. I very rarely spend as much time talking about one team. Definitely the Dallas Cowboys. I think there are more teams, like Coach said, that were relevant to talk about. However, this particular episode, I wanted to just dive in a little bit more than usual because of, the hopes we had with the changes to defensive line, winning a few games, and then turn around with everything. I got into, I talked about how the defense situation with Quinn Young-Williams wasn't going to pan out. Not to say he wasn't going to be great, but I also talked about the fact that it's not going to fix the defense. But I ate my words last week, and now I'm spewing them back out again. I vomited those words back up, and then it's back to the same old. The defense, what they didn't help. It didn't fix, right? So that's the reason why I'm spending a little more time on there, because I feel like I want to be right in the situation. But with all that being said, let's move on to another topic. We got to talk about these guys because they need to be talked about, man. Listen, the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh my God. Hold on. One last comment. He said, how about those? Yeah. Houston doing it. Oh, man. Ain't that your team, Jada?
Yeah, that's my team. I don't have a Texas hat at the moment, but I got an Oilers rocking for them.
Let's go ahead and talk about that before we get to the Kansas City Chiefs, man. They have found their glitch, man. Their mojo, man. They are a scary team right now.
They still have some holes. CJ's playing better, but he's still his rating, his completion percentage is all over the map. I don't know if y'all remember, but there was a few weeks ago, the week that Nico Harris was hurt. Not Nico Harris. Collins. I'm sorry. Nico Collins was hurt. And I said it was probably going to end up being a good thing because he had to start spreading the ball around a little bit better. The offense had to start including other people. Well, a big 6'4" rookie, Jaden Higgins, has found his stroke since that game. Dalton Schultz has been playing better, about the same all season, 8 to 10 targets a game. But anytime any defense leads every statistic or is in the top 5 in every statistical category, you're always going to give your team a chance. Their secondary is over 6 feet. All of them have 4 interceptions. Or Derek Stingley only has 3 interceptions, but I mean, he's the closest thing to Revis Island that we've seen in a long time. They avoid his whole side of the field like the plague. So their defense is going to certainly keep them in them. Their 2 big defensive linemen are the only team that has 2 defensive linemen with 10 sacks apiece, a bunch of big 6'5" SEC boys. Let's throw up the SEC again. So they're playing lights out. And then the other thing I was looking at while the game was on is that I want to say they have the 3rd most takeaways in the season, and they're tied for 2nd in giveaways. Well, anybody knows if you win the turnover battle, I think they're like plus 14. You just need to not make mistakes and let your defense keep handling it. They got a little bit tough road. I don't think the Colts are as good as they were in the early season. I said that on here when everybody kept telling me how good they were. But so the Colts should be the team that drops out, and the Jaguars and the Texans should be the team. Both of them from the South get in. So here's my problem. I say all that to say this. They're either going to have to travel to Denver, Pittsburgh, Baltimore still has a chance since they're not going to win their division. They got to travel to the Patriots or Buffalo. How is a Houston team going to play in January in the winter in a snowy situation if it snows? So that's the thing I would be most concerned about, because if they don't win their division, I don't think they get to host well, no, because that changed. So they may be able to host that wild card game. So anyway, I'm worried about how they'll travel, especially with CJ not being, a highly rated quarterback this season. So it should be fun. Houston Texans are going to pick up the slack where the Dallas Cowboys have let all of Texas down.
Amen.
I know, right? And Dave, for you guys that are watching, man, y'all, if y'all want to ask us a question, man, get in the comment section, ask us a question. If you want us to talk about your favorite team, man, just throw it out there, throw it in the chat, and we'll run down your team. So
Denver done moved to home. The last time they played, it was a 3-point game, 18-15. So it was all the defense game you would want to see. But, man, it's going to be tough for them to travel.
Yeah, Jonathan was talking about the last thing on the Cowboys. He was talking about they had at least about 10 and 12 offensive coordinator, defense coordinator. So we've seen the coaching rotation in the last 30 years. But, y'all make them. Go ahead, Jada.
And Justin, you mentioned about how tough the Broncos are at home. They've been unbeatable. And, I'm still skeptical, but they're winning. I think EC and J-Dub are a lot higher on the Broncos than I am.
The Broncos secondary is just it's not as good as they would hope it would be. I think that guy Moss is up to like 10 pass interference calls now and of significant size.
Justin, what's your take on the
is playing a little bit better than CJ Stroud.
Yeah, Justin, what's your take on the Broncos? Well, what do you think? How far do you think they can go in the playoffs?
Why he's giving it? Okay, you give me a reason why you don't trust him right now, Coach. What?
I'm just not drinking the Kool-Aid on that deal. And I hope I'm wrong, because I've always rooted for my John Elway Broncos of old, and so but we'll see. I mean, part of it is, so many other teams I like in the AFC and whatnot, and I was happy for the Steelers last night, and Tomlin's got them. Seems like they're going in the right direction, but EC, what's your take on the Broncos?
I mean, they're by record the best team in the whole NFL. I don't like. I mean,
Hauser.
My biggest issue with the Broncos was the coach Sean Payton, because I'm not a fan of Coach Sean Payton. Just not right. However, I got to give credit where credit is due. He is coaching his team up, man. He's got Bo Nix playing the way he want him to play, right? Bo Nix could easily be another Maras like he was with Drew Brees. I mean, this kid is out there, right? Obviously, because he's still young, the team they're putting together is young. We watched this team be horrible for years, for a long, long time. The quarterback situation, they couldn't get it right since Eli Manning left. You know what I'm saying? And now they finally got their guy. And once they finally got him, just a few years he's been in, the trajectory just going up. It ain't, I mean, they're a young team. It's not about this year. It's about where this team is going and the potential. All the things that J-Dub lists as far as the things that they're missing, that's going to get added. But the one problem that they need is the best player on the team to be your quarterback, and they got that. He's done but here on up. So, that's one thing I love about him. We got some comments coming in. Somebody.
Now, I will say, too, the Broncos, I love Sean Payton, I really do. But he inherited a mess, and he's cleaned it out. And y'all need to remember that they're 2 field goals as time expires field goals away from being undefeated right now.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Defense wins, baby.
He said I picked them to beat I picked the Packers to beat them too, and they went out there.
Nah, I was on the Broncos, man. So
you picked the Broncos to beat the Packers,
just because they were at home.
Oh, okay. So. All right, man. Kansas City. We started the conversation, then we got interrupted. But now Kansas City. Oh my God. Patrick Mahomes ACL surgery. ACL is out. Do you miss 2 years from that, J-Double? Or is like this offseason that's good enough to come back from?
It depends on how bad it is. I think Coach has had one worked on. It depends if it was a tear, if it was just a little repair. Did they have to go in there and put them back together? again, I'm not as hard. I'm glad the Chiefs dynasty is going to take a break. I don't think it's over, but man, they had a good year. They had a good year with a hard schedule, an extremely hard schedule. Patrick Mahomes, he's not the guy who could do what he could do 3 years ago, but that doesn't mean that he's still not a top 3, 4, 5 quarterback for the next 5 to 8 years. Still is possible. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but if he changes the way he plays just a tiny bit, stays more in the pocket, except for when he has to, maybe doesn't take as many hits, doesn't put as much pressure on that as it is left knee, I think. So again, it was a tough year for him, but I mean, I don't think they're going anywhere. They get a new young tight end and a couple new offensive linemen, and they're right back in the hunt next season. I promise you.
Yeah, retired young man. It's a retired young man. Yeah.
Well, and not saying it's over for them forever, but they sure had a heck of a run.
Yeah.
It's sure been fun to watch them the last 5 years.
There are some out there, and I've heard on a lot of different podcasts are suggesting that now that Mahomes is out, this is a perfect time to overhaul this team. Obviously, a lot of us believe that Travis Kelce won't be back next year. So the pieces they got, they're just like, man, trade them, get them, start all over, just scratch the paper.
And isn't this the same season when Tom Brady hurt his knee? Isn't this, I think it was year 8 or 9, and Tom had 4 more Super Bowl victories in him after his knee injury. So, and I'm not saying he's going to be Tom Brady. I'm just saying it's not over.
Oh yeah, definitely not over for him. I think he's got it, and he said, when he said he's coming back better than ever. So he put the whole league on notice, and hey, I'm coming back better than ever. So don't
write me out. Gone, boy. He just wants him gone.
Hey, man, his face. I mean, when you get injured, right? The first thing that come across your mind is like, man, how bad is it, right? That's the way the normal human mind is supposed to work. Probably how bad. Before we think about anything else. Not these athletes, man. The first they think about is, man, coach, can I get back in the game? And I'm coming back. It's like, man, you're worried about the wrong thing right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the way athletes are. You know what I'm saying? They're so competitive. They want to be back out there. You know, we watched Cam Scatterboot try his best to come back into a game and then doing dumb stuff since then. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's just what it is with some of these athletes out there, man.
And I think we'll see Kelce again. I really do.
So you don't think he'll retire?
I think we'll see one more year with him.
One more year.
He's still a top 10 tight end if he's willing to not be that number 1 position anymore. I mean, he's still a solid start. He can still block. He can still catch. He can't catch like he did 5 years ago. But I mean, so the question is does he want to come back and keep getting hit on a team that may not make the playoffs next year, or does he want to travel the world with $1.5 billion at his disposal?
There you go.
I don't know. Micah Parsons tore his ACL also this weekend. And I got to ask, just to be, once again, counterintuitive, right? Did the Dallas Cowboys dodge a bullet by not re-signing Parsons, or this is just, I don't know, because that's the way he plays. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Sign him, build a big contract. He tore his ACL. Then, where would the Cowboys be with their defensive line? Obviously, they wouldn't have all the moves they made since trading him away to Green Bay, but, I don't know. And then what situation Green Bay sits in with him now being out. And they're trying to make a playoff run.
Coach?
Yeah. I mean.
Can they make a playoff run without him?
Packers?
Yeah, can the Packers make a good playoff run without their defense?
We'll see. They got the Bears. I think this weekend, if I'm not
mistaken. With as streaky as Jordan has been, and Josh and Jacobs isn't as dominant as he was last year. They got the Bears, the Ravens, and the Vikings. So I mean, they could easily go 1-2 and drop, but 2 of the teams from the NFC North, at least 2 of the teams will be in the playoffs. So they really just have to stay ahead of Detroit.
And JP asked a good question. Yeah, these ACL injuries has been a big this year. And I heard a couple of guys talking about it the other day. Man, like what's really going on? Are these guys not in shape, or they're not? Is it too much physical play? I don't know. Like, all of a sudden now, ACL
is it
injuries,
more diagnosed? Right? Did people used to play through injuries when they didn't realize how bad they were?
Could be. Put on a brace and keep on going.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
and that could be it because now you're playing players a whole lot more money, so you want to make sure you get look because usually a guy in Michael Parsons' position ain't gonna play no more than 5 or 6 years anyway. And if he's on the 5th year, just wrap it up, coach, and put me on out there. I got 2 more years left.
It's crazy because I mean I don't know what the Packers end up paying Micah, but gosh, it was a bunch.
Yeah.
Yes,
sir. Bob, he's a Packers fan. Now, I mean, you know what? To answer the question, Packers defense, I still believe have a solid defense. I think Micah did have a great impact. I think he plugged up some holes. We watched him get in play the tackle position this past Sunday, which he did real good on that first strip fumble. But I believe the Packers, man, is like a next man up situation, right? Obviously, you're not going to have a Michael Parsons type player on your roster, right? But I believe you can win by committee. I think their defense is good enough where you can win by committee. Their issues against Chicago ain't going to be their defense, right? It's going to be coaching. And I'm just going to say it. It's come on, god dang, who's the coach for Green Bay? I see his face. Can't think of Ben Johnson versus I can't think of his name, but yeah.
Matt LaFleur.
I
was trying to give you time, big dog.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur and Ben Johnson, right? This is a division. This is going to be a highly watched game. This is the rivalry, the in-state rivalry, cross-state rivalry and conference rivalry, man. Chicago, Wisconsin. This is a bitter feud. And you don't have the Aaron Rodgers to say I own you no more. So this is going to be a real big deal.
Let's just say that first of all, we need to give Ben Johnson a whole lot of props, man. He is doing a great job. He's got Caleb, in a good place. What's Corey saying? Can't stand that team. I'm sorry for years of them giving us. EC, help us with that, man.
That's our resident Corey, Detroit Lions fan. He lives in Minnesota, but he's a Detroit Lions fan. Okay. So yeah.
He ain't been on in a minute, you know what?
Well, he said that for whatever reason, the algorithm is not letting him know when we're on. He subscribed to the channel, so whenever I'm on, he's supposed to get notification, but he hasn't been getting them. So I gotta send YouTube a letter, man.
But man, I'm excited for the Bears. I'm excited for Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
And I made a comment either last week's show or 2 weeks ago. If Caleb will not make the key turnover in key situations and key games, the Bears might have a shot at winning a playoff game or two. We'll see. Because let me tell you something, guys. They are the number one. They're leading the entire NFL in takeaways.
Yeah.
Okay? And they're playing old school smash mouth bear football. They're letting their defense win the game. They're letting their defense dictate field position. They're okay with the 3 yards in a cloud of dust, ground and pound, grind it out. And let's be patient. Let's milk the clock. Let's take the air out of the ball. Like I said, the Cowboys should have done. Remember that? But no, they're way too smart. But Ben is doing a great job of controlling the clock and controlling the offense and keeping it pretty simple for Caleb. And guys, I don't know if y'all know it or not, but the Bears got 2 monster tight ends that are just wearing people out right now.
Facts.
So
Ben Johnson is going to have to keep that young man from being too mobile. Because we've seen it.
Facts.
We love mobile quarterbacks, right? We hate when we see quarterbacks sitting in there, right? But then some of these mobile quarterbacks get too antsy and they move too fast, too soon, and they put themselves in situations not getting the ball out soon enough. But this cat loved to be mobile, and we've seen the best of the best have short careers. And I'm going to leave it.
That's what I said. Ben will continue to keep it simple.
Yeah.
And to keep Caleb where he doesn't have to make too many decisions, and they've done a great job with their check downs to their tight ends.
Yeah.
But people aren't really talking much about the Bears, so I'm curious to see what they're going to do.
Yeah, he's talking about they almost won.
Is tough.
See, they almost won that first match against the Packers. That's the one where all Caleb had to do was keep the ball, get the first down, give yourself on the goal line, give yourself 3 more tries to get in. But no, he decided to be Superman, be immobile. And it's like you're mobile, but then you want to throw the ball. Like, make a decision up, young man. Get the first down. There was nobody in your way, but he wanted to get it all in one spot and then cost his guys a game. And let's go see, going to have the same matchup again this Sunday. Jonathan saying, here's what I think about the Jacksonville Jaguar.
Well, Jonathan, it's funny you say that because
I refuse that Kool-Aid, Jonathan.
Jonathan, I have been trying to get on the Trevor Lawrence bandwagon. J-Dub's out, okay, but I don't know if I'm by Jacksonville like I am by Denver. Okay, I guess we'll see when we see. But right now they're winning a few games, and let's see what happens when the next season starts, which is playoff time. What did JP have to say? Run that back again.
Oh, he said, as
Packer fans would say, the Bears
still suck.
Well, the Vikings aren't a whole lot better. So,
I would say this respectfully. I like where the Jacksonville Jaguars' head is at.
Okay,
I think they're looking at this thing. Obviously, the Colts are probably going to fall off now. The Phillip Rivers is their quarterback, right? Somebody's not going to make it right now. You're sitting 8 people in the playoff hunt, right? Maybe Baltimore, maybe Indianapolis. I don't know. One of them can go out, but Jacksonville is trying to win their division. If they win their division, they can put themselves, put destiny in their own hand to win or lose.
Did you just say that we were up to 8 playoff teams? Is that what you?
No. I said we got 7. I said, but the real big narrative as far as them, they only have 8 playoff teams that have. So only 8 teams are still in. Everybody else has been eliminated.
Right.
So there's still one more to go, and you know what I'm saying. Unlike the 8, the NFC still got 10 that's in it. So
and Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken, goes to Denver this week. So we'll know a little bit more about them by the end of the day. So. and I want to come back to Coach's comment, because this is something I've been paying attention to. I've mentioned it to you guys a couple times about tight ends. The Bears play 3 tight ends. Okay.
Yep.
And they are 6'6", 6'6", and 6'5". They are bigger than most of the offensive line. So I wish they would run a more jumbo package. Like, hey, man, we're lining up every time. This is where we're coming. But we got 3 guys that can catch the ball too. So if I was a coach, and I'm not, if I was a coach, I would like to see them play more jumbo and get all 3 of them on the field at the same time and really drop the hammer down.
AC, can you get Coach Ben on the phone? Because I think J-Dub might be on to something here.
hey, I'm telling you, brother, if J-Dub able to see it, Ben Johnson already saw it.
Yeah, he already saw it. He woke up with it already.
Hey, we got to pivot because we can't leave one game out. We got to touch on one game.
Go ahead.
Superman tightened up his cape coming out of the locker room up in New England.
28-7 for the second half. Is that right? Was it 28-7 the second half?
Number 17 said, I'm gonna put these guys on my back, and we're gonna take this game. We're gonna take this game. Was that nuts? New England had that. New England dominated the first half of that game.
I'm trying to see.
I had already checked out. I thought it was already a loss. I thought it was already another one that they were going to drop. But hey, that's why the greats are the greats, because they do stuff like that. They get us talking about it.
Yeah. And
that game between Buffalo and New England Patriots, y'all, even though New England lost that game, that's like a moral victory, right? That's like 2 teams in the same division. You wanted to see that type of matchup, right?
Oh, yeah.
Drake May, let's talk about how he got in front of his receiver and ran 50 yards to keep his guy, to block for his guy downfield. That's Superman type stuff, right? Listen, we're trying to win
on a whole nother level. That's how you make a team right there.
Yeah.
What did you say? Cam Newton, his ex-teammate, didn't get the drop. I'm not gonna do Cam. I'm sorry, Cam Newton, but dive on the ball. No, I'm not gonna do him, but I'm not gonna do Teddy Bridgewater like that. Teddy Bridgewater, get a block. I'm not gonna do him like that. But at the end of the day, that's effort on a whole nother level. He saw it. There was no other block. He got out there. I thought they had the game, but man, they said I was on drinking the Josh Allen Kool-Aid too much, y'all. Once again. Sean McDermott, Josh Allen, to me, is still the best coach quarterback duo in the whole league, right? You're going to win some games. You're going to lose some games. Things going to go right. Things going to go wrong.
There's
but
some
their
boys out
chemistry.
there on the West, there's a coach and a quarterback out there on the West Coast playing at SoFi Stadium that would give them a good run for their money. I know that. So, Mr. Stafford and Mr.
Sean McVay. It's something about these Sean named coaches. Sean McDermott, Sean McVays, and they have a little different chemistry, right? Their bond is rooted in they're closer to the similar age, just by a few years, right? So they have a chemistry because they're in the same generation for the most part, and it paves the way for them, right? Since they got together, right?
Yeah,
works out phenomenal. But
I doubt we'll get to see this, but I would give anything to see the Rams and the Bills in the Super Bowl this year. That would be off the chain, man.
What makes Sean McDermott and Josh is the trust level. Josh wants the ball. Sean will call plays to take the ball out of Josh's hand as far as throwing it. When I see you out there not being accurate, when I see you making bad decisions, hey, no, run play, option, but do not throw that ball. You know what I'm saying? And the trust level, we seen QBs get salty.
Yeah.
When the play's coming in, busting at the sideline, calling timeout. I didn't want that. Josh Allen, like, hey, whatever coach called, you rarely see that interaction between him and the coach where they wasn't agreeing with a play, right? Yeah. That's ultimate trust, right? I love that about them. Yeah. And yes, I am fanning out. What he said,
Sean Harbaugh.
Sean Harbaugh.
Wow.
Yeah, he needs to because, well, I won't even get into that. But Justin says Phillip Rivers taking first snap since 2020 and not getting killed. Almost beat Seattle.
He's still alive. He's still. I didn't think he could make the whole game.
I got excited. I thought maybe I might be close to being able to still play. But man.
So is this something about the Indianapolis close offensive line to where you had Danny Dimes coming off there shine, then you got an old man out of retirement for the last 5 years come up there and do his thing? I mean, that's really got to be credit to the offensive coordinators as well as the offensive line doing what they need to do to help win. And of course, the name of the game was run it. You know what I'm saying? They had Abdullah as well as Jonathan Taylor doing their thing. So, you know, it's a low-scoring game, but at the end of the day, they just barely
Did anybody
lost.
get to see Rivers play Sunday? I didn't.
Yeah.
I did not.
Did you get to see it?
Yeah, man. He looked old. Ain't no sugarcoating. It wasn't like he was looking like the old Rivers from the Chargers. No, he looked old.
Well, it's not like he kept playing. Like he's been sitting at home. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Somebody touched him up. He got tackled, but
they're gonna go pull Joe Namath out of the bleachers and bring him down there on the field.
Hey, his first touch up wasn't a tackle; it was a push after he threw the ball. He threw a short drop down, and the defender came up and just tapped him, and he dropped down. Them legs gave way. I said, "Oh Lord, that would even a full contact hit, man." I don't know, Phillip. I don't know. But he stayed in there, though, man.
Yeah, I don't get it, but okay.
I bet his wife had her eyes closed.
I wonder what that little short-lived contract looks like as far as the money they're paying him to do that. So
it's enough to replace a hip, I can promise you. Hey, there's two divisions that we haven't hit. I want to hit real quick because it's just interesting the way it's gonna all come out. Right? They're both they're the divisions of mediocrity this year. But in the AFC North, it's probably going to be decided by the last game of the year between the Steelers and the Ravens.
Yeah.
Right? When you look at what they're most likely to do over the next 2 weeks, it's probably going to be whoever wins gets to be the divisional winner at the end of that. And the other one I was looking at earlier today, I find odd. Either it's a weird coincidence or the people who set the lines also set the schedules. The NFC South, right? Your two leaders are 7-7, and they play each other twice in the last 3 weeks of the season.
Interesting.
I don't think you see that very many times.
No.
Well, let me start with the North, AFC North, and they're both gonna be the same thing, right? For years, we've seen Cleveland just be the bottom of that barrel, and they lived up to expectation again this year, being the bottom of the barrel. Pittsburgh being in the middle, you know what I'm saying, may make the playoff one and done or may not, just out of it. But Baltimore and Cincinnati has been the talk of the whole AFC, not just the North, for years. And now it's like, this is embarrassing.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing for and it ain't like they still got good players. It ain't like they just lost them. Of course, Joe Burrow going out, but I mean, now that he's back, you still got a great offensive struggle. I mean, a team. The Baltimore
and now Joe's
Ravens,
talking about early retirement too. I'm sure y'all caught that at some level.
He's too injured. Got to live afterwards, right?
Yeah.
And the Baltimore Ravens, okay, the little time that Lamar Jackson went down, this record is still pitiful, you know.
Yeah.
Because he's not out wet, and Derrick Henry is panning out to not to be who we thought he is. His size and age is now starting to be a factor because he can't pick up the momentum fast enough. Now, once he get the momentum, it's hard to catch him because he's a big dude running fast. But you're talking about a Ferrari on the front line versus the 18-wheeler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once the 18-wheeler get rolling, you're going to break through. But the Ferrari, it hit a feather. It's going to break apart. But they can, you know what I'm saying? So this is the problem with Derrick Henry, man. I know how big you are, but, bro, it's hurting you, bro. Your size is hurting you, you know?
He was able to hold off that lapse until, I mean, it all hit him all during the same season. Because, I mean, last season to this season, he's not the same guy. But he did it at a high level for a long time. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I almost was drinking the Kool-Aid for Baker Mayfield as a Sooner. That's hard for me to drink. But and I was even good with them through their 3 losses in a row. I think it was the Patriots and the Seahawks and the Rams or something like that. But, bruh, when you lose to the Saints and the Falcons in bad fashion, now all of a sudden, I mean, I'm glad I didn't start drinking it.
Right.
Yeah.
He said, what he said? This is the
parody. This is great for FairWeather fans. Not UEC 22, but just FairWeather fans in general. Yeah, it's and I mean, crazy as this sounds, I wish all the Jay, I wish all the divisions were the 2 top teams were 7-7 and had to play each other the last.
Oh,
12.
yeah.
I mean,
that would be
world,
fun.
you know?
Yeah.
So, but
I don't think that's mathematically possible, but somebody smarter than me is going to have to figure that one out.
Right.
Well, but this now it comes down to who can stay healthy and kind of and get in and get and make a run at this thing, you know. And put that back up on there about Josh Allen's kryptonite. Mahomes is out of the question now. Corey, you're spot on. This is if Josh and Buffalo, the Bill Nation, if they're going to do it now, if they do it this year, then it's going to they'll have that monkey. Well, you know, Mahomes and the Chiefs were they were hurt. You know, you got so if Josh will never win, but this is the year, Josh. This is the year if y'all can get it done this year. So.
His other is not. This is not a Josh Allen's kryptonite. This is a AFC East. All of them kryptonite is each other because all of them can beat each other. So that's what it's going to come down to, right? Because that's the one division. I mean, especially back in the day when I was just rooting for Brady. Here he is leading the whole league, and he come down and play during Jets and lose. I'm like, what in the world? It just used to frustrate me so much. Same way with Josh Allen. You know, when I got on the Josh Allen bandwagon. All of a sudden, he lose to the Dolphins. I'm like he did earlier this year. And I'm like, God, no, man, what is going on? But that's the real kryptonite. Now that Mahomes out, they got to face those conference rivals over there. All right, y'all, we're coming down to final thoughts, man. It's been a great show, man. Missy JP said.
The Cowboys going out, and the Eagles losing.
We're in, baby. Man, spoken like a true Cowboy fan. Hold on.
So there's still a chance. So there is
still
a chance.
Love it.
Jay, Justin, you're killing me. That's awesome.
All right, D-Wade, final thoughts. What you got for us, brother?
Well, I mean, we've got, we didn't say it, but we got the big 4 playoff games starting this week with who's at Jacksonville? Oregon is playing. What's Deion's old school that he coached at?
I'm gonna let you struggle through it. I'm gonna see how far you'll go.
Jackson.
James
Madison.
Oh, James Madison. That's not Deion. James Madison. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Oregon beats James Madison. Y'all gonna be mad at me, Justin Pirtle. I apologize. But Alabama goes into Norman and beats Oklahoma. You know that Alabama's only is Alabama favored by 1.5, Justin, or is Is your Boomer Sooners favored by 1.5?
Alabama's 1.5.
Yeah, and then you've got Ole Miss and Tulane. To Ole Miss, I got people telling me that Tulane's going to play them good. I believe it when I see it. And then you got the U in College Station against those fighting Texas Aggies in that game. I'm super nervous about that game as well. So
Yeah.
but it should be good. Should be fun. Game should be good. So so my final thoughts are, man, if you guys like football, this has been another great weekend to tune in. So good show, EC. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Jada, what you got, brother?
Well, brother, up here in the great state of Montana, there's no professional teams. There's no big Division I teams. So everybody's pretty crazy about Montana and Montana State.
Yep.
They have a name for the game. It's called the Brawl of the Wild. It's their last game every year against each other. Montana State won at Montana by like 3 or 4 or something like that. I don't remember the final score exactly. Well, we're about to have a rematch of that. So everybody up here is talking about who's taking sides, but it's at Montana State this year. It's the semifinals of the FCS tournament.
Is that Missoula or where is that?
It's in Bozeman. It's in Bozeman. And I'm gonna tell you something. I wasn't ready for the rivalry that this causes with no professional teams. I mean, it's Alabama, Auburn, it's Texas, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
There's people who haven't spoken to each other since the last time these two teams played. So I'm looking forward to a game. I can honestly say I've never watched a Montana football game until I moved to Montana. But man, hopefully it's a good game. And since Illinois State beat North Dakota State, everybody's available.
That is so wrong, Corey. That is so wrong.
Well, it would fit the bill.
Hey, he's not a bad coach. Just make bad decisions in his personal life. Yeah, he's not a bad coach. So hey,
there you go. That's fun.
But North Dakota State just lost. I'm sure y'all saw, and they've won 16 of the last 20 championships, something stupid like that. So Illinois State should be the overall favorite, I would think, since they beat them. But Montana State should be fun. I'm gonna try to make sure I catch the full game.
That's awesome.
What's up?
All right, bring us home.
Oh man, NBA Cup, y'all. Listen, I ain't never really been.
How did we wait this long?
I know, right? The in-season championship NBA Cup is what it is, right? I mean, it's cool to have one to keep the guys interested, but does it really mean anything? I don't know. But Spike Lee,
fun. It's become fun.
It becomes fun, right? But Spike Lee has jumped into this world of media, and because his Knicks has made the final, so you got tonight, the San Antonio Spurs and New York Knicks going together for this NBA Cup, and now he's declaring that this is going to be the most important championship matchup in NBA. He's gonna change the tide, all because the Knicks haven't won a final ever, since the Walt Frazier years, and so hopefully he's hoping that they get this final. So you can't get the NBA final, so I hope he get the NBA Cup championship. I don't know.
Well, I think that game's in Vegas, isn't it, tonight?
Yeah, the whole deal's played in Vegas.
He got a couple Liberty championships. The Knicks made the finals and lost to the Spurs.
He got one Liberty. He got one Liberty. There was only one in a franchise. They won 2 years ago. So yeah,
no, he's crazy. The most important game. That's ridiculous. But it should be fun. I'm telling y'all, if y'all haven't got to see Wemby, actually play in a full, not the highlights. Don't watch the highlights. Watch the man play. Yeah. It is and I love the fact that, man, he's bringing chippiness back. Yeah. I am so thrilled that I don't even know what to call it. Somebody put better words on it. The era of friendship. I don't know what you call it. When all the guys go on vacations together and sing Kumbaya and try to get on the same teams. And I want some hatred coming back. I want some. I want some. I can't wait to see you and put my elbow in your throat and things like that. Short of Malice of the Palace. Let's keep it. Let's not turn it up to 11. Let's keep it like at 7, 8. But man, I'm perfect. I think it's been fabulous this year so far. I think it's been the best. My favorite NBA year in probably a decade.
Yeah, the international players, other than players from Canada, but most international players, they come over into this league and they have to fight through the starstrucks, right? Of being seeing their favorite players, the guys who they looked up to from across the waters. Wembyama came in, and from Jump Street, before he even touched the hardwood, he said, "Hey, the NBA is soft compared to the Euro League, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I personally ripped them up. I said, bro, you tall, but you ain't got no meat in your bone. They finna eat you alive. And look at here. He may be small and skinny, but that's a tough son of a gun.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He is like you say, he is like he that dude said, I can love you and hate you at the same time. We can be cool, but when we touch the hardwood, you're the enemy. The dude is, I mean, they call him a Martian. They say he's not from this planet. I mean, he's from across the seas, but he may not an alien to the United States, but not an alien for real. The dude is a beast, man.
Yeah.
And we're seeing now, you're talking about with Shea, with Luka, now Wembanyama. Are the international players taking over the NBA?
The Joker averaging a triple-double again. He's averaging a triple-double right now.
Hey, look.
Joker ain't no joke.
The Joker ain't no joke. That's what but he won like 3 MVPs. You know what I'm saying? Could have been 4. I mean, yeah, the international players are taking over. So here's what it is.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, y'all. This has been the FairWeather Fan channel, man. Please, before we leave, for those who are still watching, like, subscribe, share this content, but most of all, leave comments so you can join this conversation, y'all. It's been fun with Coach D-Way and J-Dub, man. Corey, thank you for watching. Robert, thank you for watching. JP and JP. Jonathan, appreciate you watching, man. For all of you who are watching the rebroadcast, man, we appreciate the love, man. But please keep showing us love on this channel. But till next week, no, hold up. Are we going to have a show next week? Because it's be Christmas, right?
It'll be Christmas is on
Wednesday? No show next week because I have to work on Christmas Eve and for the rest of the week. So my mom and wife are going out for dinner on Tuesday. Cool. So for those of you, we're going to cancel the show for next week unless you guys want to do it on Monday. I'm hoping to do it on Monday. I don't know what y'all schedules look like.
We can miss next week. We're good.
Okay, so we're going to miss next week, y'all. So until the week after, well, shoot, you got New Year's, the same situation.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Man, there's gonna be a lot to talk about. We keep missing weeks, y'all.
So if we don't meet on next Tuesday, we'll meet on we should meet Tuesday because Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve until Wednesday. So we'll see you guys in another week, man. Because we never got to talk about the college.
Let's talk because maybe we can do it next Monday because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's keep it open. We'll talk about it.
My schedule's open. So it's all up to you guys. So I'm good.
All right, you guys.
All right, y'all be good. This boy EC22 with J-Dub and Coach D-Wade. Once again, the FairWeather Fan. Go Oilers, go Mavs, and we are out. Booyah. There we go.